Yeah, I mean, ball security execution, that we still got to clean up and get better at, and we will. I mean, I think these are some of the early season things that you hope to avoid, but sometimes it's a reality that it's going to happen. And one of the things that I always try to stress to our team and stress to people is like, I don't ever want to rush the development of our team. Like, development's going to happen, and if you start rushing that, it could get too fast, and then they don't develop where you want them to be, and you're not there at the end of the year. I mean, our goal is always late February, March, be playing our best basketball. That's what we want to be doing. And right now we're building towards that, and we'll get there. It's just got to do these little things to make this team better.
Asia with the big game, 21 points in 21 minutes. What have you seen about her growth this season?
Yeah, 100%. I'm very proud of Asia. She stepped up when we needed her, made a lot of open looks. And I've always said, an open shot is sometimes a tougher shot, because a lot of times you got somebody running at you, you got somebody on you. You feel like you're kind of in a rhythm there. But when you're open, it sometimes can be a hard shot, and she made a lot of them. So she's really, whatever role we've asked her to do, whether it's come off the bench, start, take on a tough defensive assignment, whatever we ask her to do, she's been willing to do. And, you think back to her freshman year where she didn't get to play a lot, but she was the loudest person on the bench. We love Asia. She's a team kid, and whatever we've asked her to do, she's done. And so I'm not surprised to see the game that she has because of how hard she works.
You kind of mentioned, you don't want to rush it, but is there a certain point that you would like to see your team with everything coming together?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously, what it right now for sure, but I think there's a lot of signs there that you see it, and I think it's really close, and I think that you got one game here, tomorrow against New Mexico Highlands, and then we take a little bit of time off for Thanksgiving, and then start up obviously Lone Star Conference play, but it's there. I mean, the pieces are like it's funny. You always say you practice like you play. I mean, we had a great week of practice last week. We definitely felt we were ready, and unfortunately, I thought we came out ready, and then kind of slowed down a little bit, and then came out into the third quarter doing really well, and then the fourth quarter, and look, sometimes you got to tip your hat to your opponent too. I went back and watched the defense. We had a lot of hands in their face. They made a lot of difficult shots. You can see they have a lot of third and fourth year kids on their team, and sometimes that's pays dividends this time of year. And when you're still working in some, Grace is our new point guard this year, working in that, working in some new post position players, that's going to take time, and it's not going to happen overnight. And so we're getting there. And, I know these kids, their work ethic, their attitudes have not changed, and it'll happen here hopefully really soon.
Coach, you told me afterwards, you were frustrated because you only lost by 3.
Yeah.
You had 21 turnovers. So as you're trying to coach and get them better in terms of taking care of the basketball, what are you specifically trying to get them to do?
I think that it's making good decisions, understanding where we want things with the offense, understanding where, your positions you're supposed to be in, things like that. A lot of times you got to give the other team credit. I mean, they did a great job of pressuring the basketball, forcing us into those turnovers, but there's also, I think, 5 or 6, a couple of them we dribble them off our foot, right? A couple of them just throw it to the other team when they're really not even guarding you that hard. So I think those were correctable turnovers that we have. And I think if you take away, let's say you take away 3 or 4 turnovers, score another 6, 7 points and make a couple more free throws, I mean, you're pushing almost 90 points. And that's what I've told our kids. Offense is not the issue right now. We got to guard better, which, again, looking back on the film in the fourth quarter, I thought, actually, we played pretty good defense. I mean, they just made some tough shots, but we still can clean things up. And then, again, to your question, I think it's just, understanding where people are supposed to be, getting a feel for your teammates, and that'll happen, I think, here pretty soon.
Final non-conference game against Highlands. What do you look to see?
Just to refer to y'all's questions, hopefully just the complete game. Taking care of the basketball, rebounding well, defending, the kind of things that we've been known for here, to get back to those kind of things. And I think we will. I think one thing about kids, they're so resilient. They bounce back quicker than we do. Where we as coaches probably lose sleep and a lot of stuff over those games. They bounce back the next day and are ready to go. So I don't anticipate anything differently from this team, and I do anticipate a good game from us tomorrow.